You're tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive look at the athletics and athletes within the Twin Valley League. Joined by Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Spotlight, I'm Max Blaske with KNDY. The TVL Rundown is a service of the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf and Bruna Implement.
Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank. With the century of experience, you know you can count on us for convenient banking and personal service for people you know and trust. With extended hours and online banking for all your financial needs. Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Welcome into a sub-state edition of the TVL Rundown. As always, joined with Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Sports Spotlight. It is a big day to start sub-state action, as we're going to start with looking at the 1A Division II bracket down in Wakefield. Starting with the boys bracket that will be played this evening, top seed Axtell takes on 5 seed Lynn at 6 p.m. and then 2 seed Hanover takes on 5 seed Blue Valley at 7:30. We're going to start with the Axtell-Lynn boys game. This was a contest that Axtell was able to get a win over Lynn earlier this season, 63-39, but Lynn is coming off an impressive 56-45 victory over Thunder Ridge last Saturday, while Axtell manhandled Pike Valley 90-14 last Saturday. I think an opportunity that I know head coach Benny Bargdale said he wants again with the Axtell Eagles, but boy, the Axtell boys are playing some good ball, and I guess so is Lynn too, so I'm really expecting a good matchup between two teams that Lynn, has a lot of size. They like to use their length defensively, while Axtell just continues to roll with that high-powered offense and defense.
And, Axtell knows at this point that they are the one being gunned for. And their biggest test in this game is themselves. If they can get the energy and keep the energy all game long, they have the really good chance at this. But Lynn has the stay power. I've always said this. I've said this all season long. Lynn has the ability to go 4 quarters. And that might be the biggest test for Axtell if the endurance runs out after having, several big games over the last week or so. If Lynn can stay all 4 quarters, this could be a fight.
And I completely agree with you. I think this is one of those matchups that Axtell has been there, done that. Of course, reigning 1A Division II boys state champions. Lynn, they're looking for, I'm going to call it an upset victory here. They're looking for a statement win in head coach Bennett Bargdale's tenure there. And to expect one team to, I think, really get out in front by a big margin, I don't expect that, because when you get into postseason, every team's going to throw everything they can at the fan and see if it sticks.
Definitely. I really think that the preparation this week for both teams has been at a fever pitch. We know both coaches are passionate and really want this win, because you get this late and you still see an opponent that you are familiar with. That's not only helps with your mental, but just the heart and passion you want to put into this. And I think that is going to be a big factor.
And you mentioned it, in all of these contests that we're going to look at, these are rematches from earlier in the season, as it's all Twin Valley League teams down in 1A Division II boys and girls. On the other side, 2 seed Hanover takes on 5 seed Blue Valley. Hanover coming off an 88-29 win over Stafford, and Blue Valley a 64-46 win over Tesket. Like the Axtell game, Hanover defeated Blue Valley earlier in this season 70-37, but Blue Valley's been one of those teams we've talked about all season, a trio of double double-digit scores, if they can get some offense going, I think they can stay with Hanover. But we've both seen Hanover multiple times. This is a very good team, a very balanced and very deep team that has a lot of scoring opportunities. And I really think this game is going to come down to the defensive side. If Blue Valley can slow down Hanover, they're going to have a shot. But if Hanover can slow down Blue Valley, they might be able to put up some points, I think, against the Rams.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think defense is going to be the key here. We know these offenses can roll. What defense is going to step up and lock down? Each of these teams, I think, have 2 or 3 players that are able to shoulder the load. Which one of those is going to get shut down is going to be the biggest key.
And, of course, both of those games will have live broadcasts on KNDY FM 95.5. Again, coming up tonight, Axtell and Lynn at 6 o'clock and Hanover and Blue Valley at 7:30. As we flip to the girls' side of the 1A Division II Wakefield bracket, top seed Hanover takes on 4 seed Axtell 5 p.m. on Saturday, while 2 seed Lynn takes on 3 seed Blue Valley at 6:30. Kind of like the earlier contest, Hanover was able to get a victory over the Axtell girls earlier this season, although it was really close. Leah Juneman hit a last-second 3-point buzzer to beat the Eagles 39-37 there in Axtell. And a lot of good things right now are happening for Axtell. Maggie Strothman is back in the lineup. Ava Brocksterman is back and healthy. And this is a contest, of course, Hanover, kind of like the Axtell boys, been there, done that, 3-time reigning 1A Division II state champions. So they have that experience, but I think Axtell girls are hungry for this matchup.
How spicy is this game going to be? I think of all of the schedule, this may be the premier game. I really think that both of these teams have the opportunity and know what to do with it. As you said, Axtell getting those players back is big. They now have a full squad. That's what you need this time of year to give any team an edge. You have to have all of your arsenal ready to go, and I can't wait for this matchup.
And I think schematically this matchup is great. Hanover likes to play inside with Drew Bruna, Nora Hyman, Trendy Schlebach. Axtell defensively has Maggie and Natalie Strothman that are anchors down low. Point guard position, we're going to see Caitlin Detweiler for Axtell go at it against Gracie Bruna for the Hanover Wildcats. And, you know, like we said too as well, this is a team, they matched up earlier in the season, played to a 2-point victory for Hanover. Last year, Axtell played in the sub-state championship against Hanover. So I think Coach Brad Brocksterman, again, is excited to get an opportunity. Will remind his girls how last season went. But like we said, Hanover's been there, done that. They know how to play in these big games.
They do. And you have to credit that to not just great coaching, and they have great coaching, but they have a lot of on-the-court coaches as well. These players are smart. They know the scenarios. They know what to do, and chalk that up to the smarts, the intelligence of all of these players, especially on the court. Like you said, we've pounded it in, been there, done that, and that's where you learn it.
Yeah, two of, I think, the most, like you said, intelligent teams on the court. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see. And on the other side of the bracket, Lynn is coming off a 67-10 thrashing at Teskett on Monday, while Blue Valley took care of Stanford 50-22. Just like most of these games, Lynn was able to get a win over Blue Valley in early February, 45-39, but a very close contest in that one. And first-year head coach Quentin Cravens has talked highly about his girls' team this year. They're a very balanced attack, but like the Hanover girls, Lynn has been there, done that. They are 1A Division II runners up to Hanover on the girls' side, and an opportunity, I think, to see some really good guard play in this one, led by Bailey Peters of the Lynn Bulldogs.
Bailey is such a talented player. Again, another player that knows the scenarios, knows where to go with the basketball, when to keep the basketball. Sometimes we call that selfishness. I think that's Bailey just understanding sometimes you got to step up as a player.
I completely agree, and I think in all of these games, whenever you get into postseason, obviously your stars have to play up to their best ability, but it's going to be those other players that step up. I know Sophia Hilgen has been stepping up as a freshman for Coach Trevor Kuhlman's team and the Bulldogs. Obviously all the Brockman girls down there are stepping up for Coach Craven's team, and another excellent contest coming up Saturday. Again, we'll have both of those games on KNDY FM 95.5 as Hanover plays Axtell at 5 p.m. on Saturday. And Lynn plays Blue Valley at 6:30 on Saturday. Those aren't the only Twin Valley League teams that are making a sub-state championship appearance in Class 1A Division I girls at Clifton Clyde. It is 2-seed Centralia coming off a 70-21 win over Frankfort, and then 6-seed Clifton Clyde, who took out 3-seed Olpe 56-41 Monday night. Of course, this one's going to have star power written all over it. Sevy Wurtz of the Clifton Clyde Eagles and Tava Gibbs and Josie Haverkamp of Centralia have been absolutely dominant this season, as Centralia got the early season win over Clifton Clyde. But kind of like we're talking about, Centralia's been there, done that, reigning 1A Division I girls state champions, and I think this is a contest that Clifton Clyde, if they can down low keep Centralia off the boards, they're going to have an opportunity, but that's easier said than done, I think, when we talk about this game.
Yeah, that's going to be a test for Clifton Clyde if they can get those post players really firm. And they don't have to play out of their minds. They just have to do their assignments. And if they can do that and play the best that Coach Kyron Wurtz has them, it could be a terrific game. And you're going to look at those posts as really the turning point in this game.
And like we said earlier, too, as well, these teams have already matched up against each other. They're very familiar with their play, so should be an exciting one as Centralia and Clifton Clyde match up Saturday at 6:30 in the Class 1A Division I girls bracket. The final Twin Valley League team that's in a sub-state championship game is the Valley Heights Mustangs. They will be taking on 2-seed Linden 6 p.m. this evening down at Mission Valley. Valley Heights is playing some very good ball. They have scored 65 or more in each of their first 2 round wins and have really got a balanced attack. I'll say it because I saw them in their first 2 victories. Valley Heights might be playing the best basketball of the season as they go in winners of 7 straight into this sub-state championship game tonight.
And how scary is that for other 2A teams to see that, to know that a very talented team is getting better? When you feel like you're going into a big tournament and only getting better, that makes you so dangerous.
And I'll agree with that one. And consistency for the Mustangs as they're looking for their 7th state tournament appearance in 10 years under head coach Jordan Brocksherman. And I don't want to put too much emphasis on this stat, but as I was doing the Doniphan West game against Valley Heights on Tuesday night, Doniphan West beat Linden by 30. Valley Heights turns around and beats Doniphan West by 24 the other night. So I guess if you're just looking at common opponents, Valley Heights knows what they have, knows kind of what to expect, and I know will be very prepared for tonight's contest.
Without a doubt. And at this point, if you don't have the preparation, that should be number one. Get your own stuff right and just don't fight yourself. Play the opponent. And again, if you don't have that mentality by now, it's a struggle.
I think you're right on the money there. Don't focus too much on what the other team can do. Obviously need to be prepared, but if you take care of yourself, I think all of these Twin Valley League teams have an opportunity to make it to state. And on that note, state brackets will probably be released Sunday with the first round action starting Tuesday and Wednesday. Keisha's doing it a little bit different this year with the first round games being played at neutral sites throughout the state. So we don't know where everyone's going to be at. Of course, stay tuned to KNDY for updates on our Facebook and on air too as well Monday. But I know, Jeff, you're probably going to have those brackets as soon as they come out. Where's everyone able to find those?
Check those out on Facebook and Twitter. I will have a live show after the brackets come out on the Facebook page. So do check that out, facebook.com/TVL Spotlight.
Jeff has got you covered with everything Twin Valley League. And one last thing, we wanted to give a congratulations to the Washington County Bowlers making it to state. I'm going to turn it over to Jeff to highlight when, where, and who's going to be at state bowling for the Washington County Tigers.
The Tigers have 3 players headed to State this year, it is Nora Brabick, Angela Martinez, and Tucker Huband. Tiger bowling fans know Huband has been a tremendous athlete for the Tigers. That coming up today, the boys starting at 8:50 and the girls at 1:45. So best of luck to the Tiger bowlers today in Wichita.
And, of course, next week might be a little bit of a fluid situation with everyone running around trying to catch some state action. So we'll try and have you a full recap of sub-state basketball action coming up on next week's edition of the TVL Rundown. We thank you all for tuning in as always, and hopefully can talk about a few state champions from the Twin Valley League here in a couple weeks.
You've been tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive look at the athletics and athletes within the Twin Valley League. Joined by Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Spotlight, I'm Max Blaske with KNDY. The TVL Rundown is a service of the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf and Bruna Implement.